Yo, Editing Chrono here. Just wanted to give a quick little disclaimer, a quick little message at the start of this video. So this video is actually a clip from my stream. We recorded it live on stream the other day. And the warning is more so that this is a bit more of an intense video than I usually do. I'm usually pretty laid back and try to be pretty chill, keep level-headed thoughts, so on and so forth. But this was more so something that I really felt like I needed to get off my chest, and then I felt like needed to be addressed because it is just something I'd seen multiple times, and it was really, really concerning to me personally. This is more of a opinionated clip itself. Everyone does have different opinions, so on and so forth. So you are welcome and justified to have your own opinion. I highly recommend, if you do like this sort of thing, toss a like on the video. Maybe this isn't really your jam, you just like supporting the content. A like and then a dip out is totally fine. You have to watch the video all the way through. I know it does help me out personally when you guys watch the video through. Funny enough, I'm even gonna help out my haters in this situation. The best thing my haters can do is to not interact with my content. If you watch the video, even if you click on it, if you dislike it, if you comment something ridiculous and then I stop you or ban you from my comments or whatever, all those things actually help my channel. Funny enough, because they're all interactions. That's why you see a lot of rage bait content that exists on the internet and it keeps getting recommended, because every single time there's an interaction of any type, it actually helps that piece of content. So if you really dislike my content, you really don't want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, just don't interact with it whatsoever. However, if you guys, want to support me, help out, whatever it happens to be, feel free to toss a like on the video. And maybe you don't like this type of content, maybe you just don't disagree with me, but you just don't really want to see this on the channel, feel free to dislike the content. I will say, this is one of the rare times, excuse me, had a legitimate sneeze there. So one of the rare times that you will see videos like this on the channel at all. So just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. Back to today's video. Also, I still love you guys. Okay, bye. Yo, what's up, everyone? We're actually recording this live over on stream. So if you're watching over on YouTube, scroll on down, click on the Twitch link, follow the stream, come join us. It's a good time. Chat, say hello to YouTube, be nice. Chat doesn't even know what we're going to be talking about today. So an article popped up over on the NGS site, and it's not the article I'm concerned with, it's people's reaction to this article and the things I've been seeing posted on social media that drastically concern me. So I wanted to go ahead and make a statement about this, and I want to be very blunt and very clear about this moving forward, because holy freaking crap, guys. I'm deeply concerned with the responses. So an article popped up for a PEGI rating change. The game will be changing from PEGI 16 to PEGI 18 in October of 2020 or 2024 in accordance with the game's current content. This rating will not affect the game's content or existing content releases. It tells you what, of course, the PEGI rating is. It tells you, how to set, parental controls, and so on and so forth. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video, it's not going to be super long, was for, let me use a different scene, that way you guys can actually see Twitch chat, there you go. The reason I want to make this video, not going to be super long, was for a few things that I wanted to say. Because I'm someone who played the Japanese release of the game, played it from start to finish over in base, and had a really good time. Had a lot of really fun times, had a lot of really, really cool releases and switching things. But there were moments of the story that were a little unsettling, and moments that were a little uncomfortable. And I was like, this is borderline a little concerning. I also do participate in a lot of the social media when it comes to PSO2, and a lot of different groups and channels that people don't always know that I'm in. Sometimes with aspects of social media that don't get used that often, right? I'm in there as Chrono all the time. Sometimes I'm in there as myself, as just a standard dude, and that way people don't really have to limit what they're saying. And one of the things I see talked about all the time when rating pops up for this is censorship, which I agree with for the most part. But the two major things that I don't agree with, that I see talk about all the time, is the height limit and a specific scene in episode 4 of the storyline of base PSO2. I'm not going to talk about what happens in that scene, because to be honest, the original release of that scene, if you actually go and watch it, realize the characters that are in that scene, realize their age and what's going on and what they're doing, it's concerning. It's really, really weird. Like, there are people who are upset about the censorship of that scene not being in the global release, and it drastically concerns me, like by a large margin, not even a small amount. Like, it's really, really, really concerning. I can understand, like, listen, chat knows me very well. My wife knows me very well. I am a fan of the booba, okay? I am a fan of the booba. I'm a fan of the assa. We enjoy it. We will look respectively. We always look respectfully, okay? Back when I was a single boy, a single man, if you will, we may have looked disrespectfully occasionally, but we're married. To be honest, my wife is much worse than I am in this situation most of the time, but we look respectfully. But if people are still complaining about the scene being missing, you need help. You need help. This is not some booba missing. This is not some assa missing. This is not covering some side cleavage or some top cleavage or whatever. When I personally, I'm like, it's not that big a deal. It's kind of whatever, right? Like, I can still look at it this way. Most of those things never really bother me, but I understood people's concerns. But the fact that this scene still gets brought up, that it being gone and that being a problem, really, really concerns me. And I'm sure there are people that are gonna be like, oh, well, I bring it up as a way of saying, like, they're changing the rating, and if they're gonna have the rating be this and it should still be. No, the fact that people still bring up this scene is an actual problem. You need help. I'm not gonna name names because I don't want to attack individuals, but the context of that scene is concerning, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, and don't try to make excuses for it. That is just the reality of the situation. The second portion of it is the height thing. I understand people wanting to make specific characters accurate to their heights and things of that sort. However, most of the time when I see people making this argument, I also see their characters on JP, and I'm concerned that they're not on a list. Legitimately. Very much concerned they're not on a list. It is every single time I see someone talking about this, and I check and I go back and I look, because people post screenshots of their characters and they post screenshots of what they're doing, so on and so forth. Or like, I see them in game and I'm like, yo, what's up? And I see their characters back on JP and things like that, and I see what it is that they're trying to make again, and it is, let's just say, I am very fearful if they ever remove that height limit, because the characters people make under those circumstances are absolutely disgusting. And it's not like grotesque body horror or like ridiculous proportions that, like, maybe I don't agree with. It's just the context of the characters they are making is gross. And the argument of, this is, Karma, I know you're joking with this, but this is like the legitimate thing that people bring up all the time. He's saying it in quotes, by the way, for you guys who don't understand the context. This is something that I'm sure he's also come across. It's like, they're fictional characters. They're not, it's gross. Stop it. Stop doing this. I will always advocate for keeping this in place, because it stops people from making a lot of those things. Granted, people still make some pretty awful things in the mix. Like, and people still, like, they break TOS, they make like porn related stuff. Like, it's not as rampant as it used to be. It used to be pretty rampant. Like, it was really bad. And then of course SEGA cracked down on it and they took care of a lot of that stuff. But people make some pretty gross stuff. And if you're someone who is still advocating for this and you support my content, I appreciate your support, but it's freaking disgusting. It is absolutely gross. And I really, really hope, and again, I'm not going to name names, but the place that some people are in this community, like where you are in this community and where you put yourself and where you stand in this community, and you still have these mindsets, blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. As a creator, I know the NGS creation, the content creator like program itself hasn't been the best. Like, I understand that 100%. Like, I have misgivings about that all the way, and I'll love to talk about in the video one way or another. But like, one thing I've always said, and one thing I've always talked about with Skulls, is that as creators, we should be an example for everyone else. And anyone that's just high up in the community in general, right? Like, anyone who has a moral stance in the community, who's doing a lot of big things for the community itself, should be an example for everyone. Even if you're not a creator, you should be an example for those around you, right? It's just, as a creator, I feel like you have a moral obligation to be, as opposed to as not a creator, you don't really have a moral obligation to be, but I feel like you should still be. Understand that what you're doing has weight. And the people I've seen talk about this, man, it is absolutely mind-boggling. So let me make this perfectly clear for my personal stance. I am against censorship. Yeah, I would prefer it be the unique version. However, in these specific circumstances, not only do I understand the censorship that was put in place, I want it to remain. On most situations, I'm against censorship. In this case, I am for it. Please do not change it. Do not. We don't need it. It doesn't need to be a thing. You guys might be upset at me for this. People might be mad at me for this video itself. I don't care. It's gross. It's disgusting, and you guys need to stop. Legitimately. Please stop. Like, stop. I don't know how else to say it, guys. Stop. Like, I don't care if you were like, stop. Just stop. All right, I'm gonna stop this video. I appreciate you guys for being awesome. Sorry to my chat, you guys had to start the stream like this, but like, I had to get that off my chest because, man, holy crap, blows my mind. YouTube bros do all the YouTube things. I appreciate you, channel members. You're fantastic. I love your faces, and I'm gonna get back to my stream. Peace out, guys.